Do you want to see the dumbest mistake I've ever made as a dice maker? Well, watch this video and you'll find out. This was not the original plan for this video, but it's what happened, so we're just gonna go with it. Today's video was actually supposed to be me showing you the process from planning a set of dice to polishing and inking a set of dice, the whole process. Well, that didn't happen, not because of the mistake, but because I forgot that we had a holiday this week, and that was just one additional day that my child was not in school, and I ran out of time to get that done. So you'll definitely get that video next week. This week, I decided to do something else, and that is recreating the very first dice set I ever made, because that one was terrible and full of holes and did not look good. So for a long time, I've been wanting to remake that set with everything I know now. And of course, I made the dumbest mistake I've ever made as a dice maker. But I'm still going to show you. One thing I want to point out before we start this video, this is the very, very, very first set of dice I ever successfully made, which means it actually kind of looked like dice. I think I had a first pour that didn't even come out, like they were half shapes. I don't even know where that picture is. So that's not the dice set we're trying to recreate. It's the first one that ever looked like dice, and I do still have that set. So I'm going to compare and contrast as we go along here. I had dice molds from like Wish, resin, and eyeshadow. That's what I had to make this dice set. You'll see there's glitter in the dice. That was glitter eyeshadow. That's all I had when I made this dice set. So I'm going to be trying to recreate them with mica powder, and the effect is not going to be exactly the same as eyeshadow because eyeshadow is not going to be as pigmented as mica powder. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to tell you the dumb mistake. I'm going to see if you all can find it. And when you do find it, put it in the comments and tell me when you found it. Because I didn't find it till I was editing the video the day before I demolded them. I'm not going to point it out until the demold, but I'm hoping that you all find it sooner and you can make fun of me. It's fine. I cannot decide if it was fun or truly terrifying to go through some of the earliest dice I ever made in my life for this video. It was definitely a learning experience, but these sort of purple and black fellas were the very first dice set that I ever made that sort of looked like dice. As you can see, I never finished them or polished them or inked them. They're full of bubbles. I did not have a pressure pot yet, so there was no point in doing any finishing work to them. I am trying to match up these colors the best that I can, but when I made this set, I used an old eyeshadow palette, and it was probably really cheap eyeshadow, so the pigmentation is not going to be correct, and that's making it harder for me to decide what colors I want to use. I ended up going with a mix of like a purple and a pink, and it's definitely much more opaque. Eyeshadow is obviously opaque, but especially cheap eyeshadow is just not going to be overly pigmented, and I also probably didn't use enough when I made this dice. After further inspection, I also decided that these dice were made using glitter, and now that I think about it, it was like an eyeshadow loose glitter that I had that I never used. And I don't have it anymore. So here I am going through my glitter to try to find something that's like sort of large, but not too large and chunky because I don't want it to sink, because apparently what I used the first time didn't sink, which is honestly surprising. We talk about this all the time on my channel, but safety first. I always make sure I get my respirator on and my gloves. It was alarmingly not freezing today, so I don't have to wear my crazy, heavy, puffy coat. I think it was actually like 55 to 60 degrees outside, and my garage was even warmer. I mean, look at this resin. It's coming out thin. It's crazy. I can't believe it's not 30 degrees anymore. I did try a new stirring technique this time, since I am now on the lookout for ways to make less bubbles, to share those tips with all of you. And somebody told me that using a larger popsicle stick helps prevent as many bubbles, and I actually did find that to be true. So just a general note for future reference. I am going to speed up the stirring in basically every part of this video because I don't think you all want to watch me stirring each of these cups for like 30 to 45 seconds at a time. So I think these are all 3 times speed, so you get an idea of how well things need to be mixed together. That's just the purple and the pink with some glitter, and as you can see, I am going to add a little bit more pink because it just did not satisfy the color match on this dice. Don't worry, I actually don't get very close at all, but I tried. For my second color, I just went with like a gray black because looking at that original dice set, they didn't seem pure black to me. They seemed more like I probably used a charcoal eyeshadow or something. So I went with a sort of gray black for that second color. And as you could probably see, there was a pretty solid line separating the two layers on that first dice pour. I 100% did not cure the layers in between. I know for sure that I did not do that. So what I am going to do is pour half the dice and let it sit for about 15 minutes and then pour the second half. I did not believe this was going to give me that same clean line layered effect from that original dice pour. When I think back to it, those were really flimsy molds with just like a little tiny sheet that you have to put as the lid, and then you had to use a pipette to add basically the rest of the resin. You had to do it through a tiny little hole. I'm sure I'm explaining this terribly. I actually think that is why we got such a clean line on that pour, but 15 minutes after pouring the black, I went ahead and added the purple, and I tried to go really slow. I went down fairly low so that it didn't go too deep and mix in with that black, because I was trying to recreate that hard line that we got on that very first dice pour when I had no idea what I was doing or how to make dice or how to layer things. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not as clean of a line, and I really do think that it might have been the pipette. So I'm going to probably try that in the future and see if using a pipette for a second layer will create a more clean separation line with a simple layered pour like this. In general, I don't actually try to make dice that have clean lines. I sort of like the chaos of the layers mixing and blending and giving almost a marbled look. But for this experiment, I was trying to accomplish that to see what happened. As always, I add resin to the lid, but I was out of both the black and the purple, and I didn't want to try to mix more at this point because I really didn't think I'd get the color match correct. So I just went ahead and added clear. And then of course, I'm going to use my lighter to pop any surface bubbles. Even though I am using a pressure pot today, it's always a good idea to pop your surface bubbles with a lighter. I think the dice always turn out better when you do this. So that's just a pro tip. With or without a pressure pot, you should always pop your surface bubbles. Now, the demold was fun because at this point I had realized the mistake I made because I caught it when I was editing the first half of this video. So I'm intentionally waiting until the end of this demold to show you my mistake. So this is the last chance. If you caught it and you figured out the really dumb thing that I did that I've never done before as a dice maker, make sure you leave a comment now. As you can see, there is not a very strong line. All of the colors got mixed together. It is very much a marbled black and purple vibe, although the D12 has a little bit of a more firm separation line. But here you can see the D10, it's all blended together and swirled, the D20, which actually looks really cool. And here's the mistake. I didn't put black in the D percentile. I don't know how I didn't. When I was editing this video, I had to go back and rewind it like 5 times because I was like, what? How did I even do that? Here is the side-by-side comparison of the two sets of dice. They don't look the same, really, at all. I think vibes, maybe? They might have similar vibes. I can't decide if I'm going to try this experiment again or just move on with my life. These were very, very beginner dice to begin with, so I don't know why I'm trying to recreate them other than just to say I can. I do think it's hilarious that I had such a terrible fail that was 100% my fault while trying to recreate the first dice set I ever made. That will never not be funny to me. I do think I'll finish this set, I'll ink it, I'll polish it, and I'll probably put it in my shop eventually because even though the D percentile is a little quirky, it still matches. It still feels like it belongs in this family. I will be back next week with that full from beginning to end dice making tutorial that I promised you. I am so excited to see what progress you all are making with your dice making journey. Please make sure you leave any questions that you have for me in the comments. I always do my best to answer them all, and I will be back next week.